Doctor Who fans are mad, and I mean mad, because the show is returning in May, but this time it seems Disney Plus are having quite a lot of say as to how the show is being distributed. This UK flagship show isn't prioritising the UK first, but the rest of the world. We have a lot to talk about today. So a few days ago, the BBC dropped this bombshell. Everyone around the world will be getting the return of the new series at the same time. In fact, over on BBC Iplayer, they will be dropping 2 new episodes, and BBC One is pairing up this premiere with the Eurovision Song Contest grand finale. So, wow, some great marketing there. But long story short is that people in the US will be getting an episode at 7 PM on Saturdays at a very comfortable time. You know, they've just finished dinner, they're launching Disney Plus and brand new Doctor Who. Wowee, what a way to live. But if you're in the UK, you have 2 options. Option 1 is you can stay up until midnight and watch the episodes on BBC Iplayer, 2 episodes, so you'll probably be up until around 2 AM. Or you can wait until the next day and watch it on BBC One like you normally have, like you usually did growing up. But the US will be ahead of you by about 17 hours. So the episode will have been out for 17 hours in the US by the time you watch it on the TV in the UK. Do you see the problem here? Hi, my name is Crispy, and if you're new here, I make videos on Doctor Who. I've steered away from doing Doctor Who news related videos, but this felt like something I had to talk about because everyone I've seen comment on this issue has been from the UK, and I'm an Australian, so I feel like I can offer a unique perspective. And I am completely split as to how I feel about this. My mind has bi-generated. When this Disney Plus deal with Doctor Who took place in 2022, I was very optimistic about it. It seemed to allow for an increase in budget, more marketing, and a better global reach because Disney is such a global brand. But everything was looking too peachy and something had to give, and I'm pretty sure that this is it. Disney Plus doing a simulcast launch isn't exactly something new. You know, they create all this hype around their shows like Loki and Mandalorian being like, hey, it's going to drop at this time in this country and this time in this country. Go and watch it. But Disney owns those shows and they don't own Doctor Who. Yet. Disney have to work with the BBC, and I feel like Disney went up to Russell and were like, there is a massive potential market for Doctor Who on Disney right now. You know, people are kind of getting sick of our Star Wars shows, and Marvel fatigue is real. I really feel like Doctor Who could be our new it show. Yeah, sure. Doctor Who will be big again. Let's call it season 1, you know, really reboot this thing. Yes. Oh, wow. I loved It's a Sin, by the way. Oh, thank you very much. I don't even think you guys in the UK can see Doctor Who on Disney Plus. Can you? If you can't, I can recommend a really good VPN, which is in fact the sponsor of today's video, and that's private internet access. When you browse the internet with an unprotected device such as your phone, computer, or tablet, you are transmitting a great amount of data out onto the open web, which can be seen by all sorts of entities. Before even reaching to the website you wanted to go to, when you connect to any public Wi-Fi network like airports, coffee shops, or even your friend's house, your data such as password, keystrokes, and even photos are at risk of being stolen by hackers. But private internet access's VPN services hide your IP address and safeguard your internet connection through an encrypted tunnel. This way, your digital data is shielded from hackers who are just looking to exploit your private data. But even beyond the ability to browse privately and protect your data, VPNs also allow you to access services from the internet that may only be accessible based on your physical location. For example, if you were in the UK and wanted to see Doctor Who on Disney Plus, you couldn't until, now you can. With private internet access as VPN, you can change your IP address to 91 different countries. I like private internet access because you only need 1 subscription to protect all your family's devices. It is available for all platforms such as macOS, Android, iOS. Private internet access is known as the world's most transparent VPN provider with over 30 million downloads. They never record or store user data, and their no-logs policy has been proven multiple times in court and by third-party audit. So you know you can can trust them like you trust the doctor. So if you wanted to protect all of your and your family's devices, try private internet access out for yourself. They are offering Crispy Pro viewers 83% off when you get a 2-year subscription. Plus you get an extra 4 months free. All you have to do is sign up using my link below. Once again, make sure you follow the link in the description box below to get 83% off your 2-year subscription plus an extra 4 months free. This is such a steal when it comes to protecting your data, and thank you once again, Private Internet Access, for partnering with me and keeping the lights on. So I wanted to get some second opinions on this matter, and I went over to Twitter, and this is what you guys had to say. It feels like a catch for the budget. I can almost guarantee it is. I think it's ill-advised at best. Simulcasting is always going to have some time zone or another shafted. The amount of times I've waited for 2 AM primetime American shows, for instance. I just think having the home country of the show being the one shafted is a bit weird. That's exactly it. That's what's confusing me, and we'll get into that in a second. It's rubbish, especially since we pay for the TV license fee to help pay for the show, but then they treat us like this? That's a very interesting point. I'm not sure how TV works in the UK, but in Australia, I don't think we have license fees for TV. But from my understanding that the TV license fee that you have to have does go towards funding BBC projects, so that's interesting. Great point. It's inconvenient, but at least we still get Doctor Who. I don't mind staying up until midnight, but Doctor Who being at 6 PM in the UK was good for children who watched because it wasn't too late. But at least we aren't getting the whole season at once. That would be the worst. Ooh, look, I feel like that might not be too far off. I feel like Disney definitely pitched that to Russell. We're like, what if we just drop the whole thing? Like we do. Like Netflix does sometimes. It sucks. I've always found satisfaction knowing most fans are watching the show simultaneously all together, live tweeting, messaging each other throughout, etc. This new strategy completely destroyed that. It doesn't completely destroy that, it just kind of destroys it in the UK. But, you know, in America and Australia, we're having a pretty good time. I think everyone took it well. We discussed it like adults, understood each other's positions, and agreed to disagree and still be friends. Sure, it's chill. Thank you, Kyle. Now for me, here in sunny, glorious Australia, I will be getting Doctor Who at 9 AM on Saturdays. What? For context, because of the time zone difference, I usually get Doctor Who on a Sunday, or in the Chibnall era, it was every Monday morning. Every Monday morning, just as I'm leaving for work, I would get Doctor Who. That sucked. You guys complained in the UK when it got moved to a Sunday. My Doctor Who got moved to a Monday. So I must admit that I am excited to get Doctor Who on Saturdays. I've never, ever had Doctor Who on a Saturday before. So I'm keen for that. But as someone who loves the show and as a Doctor Who YouTuber, I'm even more excited because now I can watch the episode, write my review, record my review, edit my review, publish my review, all before the show even airs in the UK. Take that, UK YouTubers. The Aussies are on top now. I've been getting up at 4 AM to watch these episodes live with the rest of the world for years. And now how the tables have turned. Whew, sorry, that was, I'll calm down. That was all a bit of fun, but even with all of the added benefit for me, and there is a lot of added benefit for me these new times, I still don't think this was the best move by the BBC and Disney. I really don't, as hard as that is to believe for me. I think a global launch on Disney Plus is the right move. It's the smart thing to do, it makes sense, but I find the whole thing just weird. I actually can't think of a decision where the BBC and Disney were going to agree on everything that satisfies both parties, and unfortunately I think Disney had way more money and influence because they're Disney, and we're like, hey, Doctor Who's going to be our new it show, but we need it to align with, you know, our US audience and release at a time that is going to benefit the whole world, not just the UK. BBC and BBC Iplayer came up with this simulcast thing where they're going to put it on iPlayer and then 17 hours later have it on the TV. It's not working, it doesn't work, but it kind of does. Look, only time will tell. I'll be keen to see what the BBC One ratings are. I'll be keen to see what the BBC Iplayer catch-up or premiere their figures are, because I feel like that's all going to go out of whack too. But absolutely the people benefiting from this are people like me and people outside of the UK, which is crazy because Doctor Who's a UK show. So what do you guys think? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm really keen to see what you guys have to say. I might not do one of these Doctor Who news videos in a while, but if you want to keep up with Doctor Who news and my thoughts on it, I have a podcast called Who's There? A Doctor Who podcast, where we talk about Doctor Who every single week, and we just filmed our 100th episode, so go and check that out, and go and check out my latest video on the channel. I watched Doctor Who, classic Doctor Who, for the second time, and it's fun. Thanks. Bye.